Morning everyone. So I wanted to show you my wicking beds and what I've done with them. So what these are, they're just water troughs, cattle troughs, and I turn them into wicking beds. That's another video I made, so you can always watch that video. But I wanted to show you now how the vegetables are growing in them. So I have some zucchini and some squash growing up this cattle panel or this fence panel that I put in there. I made a tunnel out of it so it just grows from one to the other, so it has plenty of room. And then I did put some tomato cages in it for some of the tomatoes that are growing. I got some Roma tomatoes and some beef tomatoes. I have basil, some eggplant. I believe this is another eggplant. Got some peppers. And then I have some lettuce growing in here. Some other peppers. There's some lettuce. Now the strawberries, some of the strawberries in here didn't make it as well, but that one did. And here's some lettuce, so something is coming in here and eating them. I tried to companion plant some herbs in here and some flowers, and it's probably not enough flowers to keep the pests away, but the flowers aren't going to keep the birds away, and I think that's what's chewing on them. Could be some squirrels. I'm not sure if the squirrels can get in here or not, how far they can jump up. But I don't see any signs of digging, which is what the squirrels do, so it's got to be the birds. But anyway, that's what I'm hoping these masks will do, because these owls just are not cutting it. I bought some kids masks with some predatory ones with the eyes to help keep the birds out. I don't know if it'll work. I'm thinking about putting some fringe, so when the fringe blows in the air, it'll move and hopefully keep the birds away. I probably need to just loosen these up too. It's probably too tight on there, so it'll move in the wind, like that one is. It moves in the wind, and then that one. Hopefully they'll think those eyes are a real animal. I don't know if it'll work. It's just a theory, but we'll see if it works. But my squash and my zucchinis are growing pretty good. More tomato, Roma tomato, and I have basil, some mint, more lettuce, more basil. Then here's all my onions. So my onions are growing pretty well. And then this is, another tunnel. And then some more lettuce is growing. Now, I noticed the reason why some of these plants weren't making it is because I was top watering. Because when you still have young seedlings, the roots aren't deep enough for the wicking method to work, so I have to top water. So what I decided to do was put in the soaker hose. And the soaker hose is working great. And then what I did is use this snap-on. So all I do is snap on the hose, and when I'm done, I snap it right off. So it makes it very convenient to use. It looks like there's a squirrel that was in here. Something was in here. Left a little gift behind too. Have to take that out of there. But anyway, so I have some bell peppers growing. So everything's growing pretty good in here for the most part. I did try and companion plant a little bit. Good grief, guys. That's my chickens. See if they'll quiet down. Anyway, so if you can, get a soaker hose and put it in here, because that will just water the soil, and then you're not top watering on top of your plants. And they've been doing much better since I did that. I just got some staples and just push it down in there. So this is how it looks so far. So they seem to be doing pretty well. I do like this method really, really well. The water's contained in the water trough. So any watering I do, it goes straight to the roots, and it keeps everything well hydrated. I can fertilize and know that everything's going to go directly to the roots. And I'm not losing any water at all. I don't have to water more either because I'm not losing water. So the water trough really works in that way. And then another trick I wanted to show you that I'm doing is these cement buckets. Now, I fill it with a little bit of water, especially during these hot days, to keep my plants from drying out. Because I notice they get so dried out and top watering them is not enough. So if I put them in a bucket of water, then it sustains them longer and they do much better and stay hydrated longer. So even with these are my lantanas. They were looking kind of dried out and peaked looking. I just put them in here, put some water. They soaked up the water from the roots and they look much, much better. So I'm not ready to plant these yet, but sometimes when you have to buy things, you have to buy them in season. You're not always ready to plant them. This is one of the things that I do to keep them longer. And I just kind of put them in nursery buckets. Fill it with water. You could also fill this with some soil and then just water the soil to where it's moist but not muddy. And then when the roots reach the bottom of the bucket, they can feed off the good soil and nutrients, plus the water's there to keep the roots moist and hydrated. And it keeps the plant going longer if you're not ready to plant them yet. So I find this works really, really well. As you can see, they look pretty good. So that's another thing I do. It's just another method of using the wicking method. So here's a strawberry. That one made it, the other two didn't, but that's because, see, I watered from the top and I think that's what ruined it. And some of my lettuce has been eaten. So I think the best thing to do is really pack this with plants, and I think it will help keep the plants from getting eaten. Now this is a bell pepper and it's been chomped on. I don't know what chomped on it, but so we'll see how it survives. If I can get it to grow back. And then I can always put some netting over this and hopefully that would help. But I'm gonna just plant more stuff in here and see if it helps with some of the birds and everything getting in here. And then I'm gonna loosen these up and let them blow in the wind a little bit better. Maybe put some fringe on it so the fringe blows and hopefully scares the birds off. We'll see if that works. But anyways, I wanted to show you what it looked like because I did make a video on making the wicking beds. Now I wanted to show you how the vegetables are growing in the wicking beds. And they're doing quite well. And the soaker hoses were the game changer. And the little clip-ons to water, it made it much easier. So I can just go from hose to hose to hose to hose. And just clip on the hose to each soaker hose. So it works really, really well. So there's what it looks like. I hope this helps if you decide to use wicking beds with water troughs. And good luck and thank you for watching. And sorry about the chickens, I know it was loud.